Hi guys, and welcome back from Carly at the Herbathicary. Really good to see you guys again. If you're new to the channel or like the videos, please show your support by hitting like and subscribe down below. This is the first of our Easter tutorial videos, and in this one we will be doing these cute little bunnies. So we've got two versions. We've got a smaller one first, that's one round, and then a slightly bigger one, and then at the end we will make this little pom-pom for the tail. Now this is a great project to use your leftover yarn scraps. I'm going to be doing 2 strands of this worsted weight yarn and a 4mm hook. So we'll start with our slip knot on our hook. We're then going to chain 4 and slip stitch to that first chain to make a ring. Then going to chain 3, which counts as our first double crochet, and then double, so yarn over, in through the front, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over and pull through 2 again, and we'll do another yarn over, in through, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, and yarn over and pull through 2, and complete this until you have 13 double crochets and you'll chain 3. Now at the end we're just going to slip stitch to the top of that first chain 3 that we did to complete the body. So this is the body, just one round, 14 double crochets. So for the head I slip stitch over into that next stitch as I find it easier to work. So yarn over, pull through everything. We're then going to chain 1 and do 2 half doubles in that same space. So yarn over, in through the front, yarn over, pull through, 3 on your hook, yarn over, pull through everything. So that's 1. We'll do 1 more in that same hole. Then into the next stitch, we're going to do 3 double crochets. So 1, 2, and 3. Now we just have the ears to do. So for that, I'm going to chain 8 with me, and then slip stitch into the top of that last double crochet that we did. So we're just going to slip stitch in there. It's a bit tight. Pull that through, then chain 8 again and slip stitch right back into that very same hole. And then we'll snip our yarn, chain 1 and pull through to secure, and then I will sew in those ends. Now you can either sew your little tail on with the ends left over, but as I'll have my hot glue gun out for the googly eye anyway, I might just snip those ends and glue this one on. But as this one is a little large for my tiny bunny, I'm going to give it a little trim up first. And now for bunny number 2. So for this one, I'm only using 1 strand of the yarn. We're going to start with a slip stitch again. Chain 4 and slip stitch to that first chain to make a ring. We're then going to chain 1 and do 8 single crochets into that ring, and then slip stitch to the top of that first single crochet we did, and that's our foundation ring. We're now going to do double crochets together, so chain 3 counts as your first double crochet, yarn over, in through that same hole, yarn over, pull through, yarn over and only pull through 2, do that again, yarn over, in through the same hole, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2. Now we've got 3 on the hook, and we're going to yarn over and pull through everything. Now chain 2 into the next, yarn over, into the next hole, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2. Do this another 2 times, and then yarn over and pull through, hold down, yarn over and pull through all 4 on the hook. Chain 2 and do this 6 more times until you have 8 of those 3 double crochet togethers. Then we'll do a final chain 2 after we've done our 8, and slip stitch to the top of that first cluster that we did. So slip stitch, we're now going to be working in half double crochets. So we're going to chain one, and right back into that hole we've just come out of, we're going to do one half double crochet in the top of the cluster, and then 3 half double crochets into that gap in between. Then 1 in the top of the next cluster, 1 half double crochet, and 3 into the next chain 2 space, and continue this process all the way around till you get to the end. So that's 3 half double crochets into that last chain 2 space, and we're going to slip stitch to the top of that first half double we did, and that's the body complete. So slip stitch over to the next one, and we're going to do the head. So we're going to chain 2 and do 2 double crochets into that same hole that we just came out of. So 1 and 2. Into the next hole we're going to be doing trebles, so wrap your yarn twice, go into the next hole, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and yarn over and pull through the final 2. So we're going to do this 3 times as I said. So this is number 2, and 1 more into that same hole, pull through, pull through, and then we are going to do a double crochet again into that final hole, or into the next hole rather, just to finish the head off. So there's our double crochet, and now we are going to do the ears. So chain 6. In the second chain from the hook, we are going to do 1 slip stitch. In the next chain, a single crochet, a half double in the third, so half double, another half double into that 4th stitch, half double. We're then going to slip stitch into the 5th, and then we want to attach it to the head, so we're going to slip stitch into the top of that last double that we did. So there's 1 ear complete. Now chain 6 again, and we're going to repeat this for the next ear. So into the second with a slip stitch, into the third with a single crochet, 2 half doubles into the next 2. So that's 1 and 2 into that next one. We're then going to slip stitch again into, oops, not a single, slip stitch into the 5th, and then slip stitch back into that top of that double crochet to complete it. And there are our bunny ears complete. So again, we're going to snip our yarn, chain 1, and sew in those ends. Then out with the glue gun to attach my fluffy pom-pom tail and my googly eyes. But first, let's do the pom-pom. For bigger pom-poms, I would usually do this around my hand, but as I want this one quite small, I've just grabbed this fork. So I'm going to put the thread that I'll be attaching it with through those middle spokes, and then grab my yarn. Now wrap the yarn around the fork. Now you only need to hold it in place for the first wrap, because afterwards its own tension keeps it in. So wrap that around. Now remember, the amount of wraps that you do does depend on how fluffy your pom-pom is going to be. I don't necessarily count, I just wait till it's quite big and thick. So we're just going to keep wrapping this around until we have the desired amount of wraps. I probably did it about 40 to 50 times. So just keep wrapping. We're then going to cut our thread, and using that thread that we put through the spokes, we're just going to tie it as tight as we possibly can through the middle. So we're going to tie 1 knot around the center, pull it tight, and tie it again. I normally tie it a couple of times just to keep it in place. So you see it already has a bow effect. So that's 1 knot. Remember, keeping it very, very tight. make a second knot. We then want to slip it off the fork, and where we have those little loops, we just want to run our scissors through the middle of there and cut each of those loops. Try keep it as even as possible. I'm going to be cutting mine down, so it doesn't really matter that much. Now, as I said, you can either use these extra strands to sew it onto something, or if you're hot gluing it, you can just snip them to the same length. But yes, we're just going to run our scissors down in between and snip all of those loops. Then all we have to do is give our pom-pom a nice trim and get all those bits the same size and get it nice and round. And that's basically the pom-pom done. Just make sure you don't cut the strands too short or cut the string in between or the yarn in between holding it together. So that's an easy pom-pom. Hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. Hope you give it a go. If you do, please let us know. Feel free to comment down below. Let us know how it went for you. Any projects that you're interested in us doing for Easter. Please hit like and subscribe. It does really help out the channel. Lets us know you're enjoying the content and gives us that get up and go, so keep going and make another video. Hope to see you guys again soon. Thank you. Bye.